Good morning, beautiful mama. So, you guys, happy Monday to you. I love Mondays because I feel like they are a great start. Really, though, every day is a good start, but because it's the start of the week, I am here to help you get started. And for those of you who might be new here or need a reminder, I am Denise Boyd, the unprofessional mom, and I have a counter-cultural way of being a mom. And it's all about putting yourself first because we've been told and taught to put our kids first. When we do that, we actually give them our worst. And ourselves, we give ourselves our worst. We give ourselves the crumbs of whatever is left over. But if we truly want to pour or give from our overflow, we have to be filled first and overflowing first. So it's all about putting you first in those ways that can not only empower you, but also empower others. And is that selfish? You can call it selfish all day, but it's also going to help other people. And that's what it's all about. Helping you helps others. So make sure you start with you because you, mama, are the foundation of it all. All right. So today is Mama's First Monday, episode 37. And I'm always happy to be here with you all because every week I'm learning new things and I'm able to share them with you all. So, today's topic is empowering you, creating mom friendly limits. And some people may call them boundaries, but I like to call them limits or maybe parameters. Parameters might even be better because think about it, your house technically is a parameter, it's where you and your family live. So, the walls are the parameters of your house. And you have it set up in a way where, no one comes in except for those who are invited or welcome in. And everyone else in there, is safe. But here's the deal, these limits keep things safe, they keep things working, the parameters keep things working. And even at a school, there's certain parameters, like people just can't walk into school. Well, here where I live, people can't just walk into a school without first being, checked out, looked at, make sure everything looks okay before they can just come in. And that's really how it should be for you, for your life as a mom. So today is all about you creating those parameters that's going to work for you and also work for your family. So here's the issue though, or the opportunity is creating limits that take the limits off you. Now, this is not always easy, but I know that you can do it because I've been able to do it. And I'm not any more special than you are or any more gifted than you are. So if I can do it, I know you can do it. And this is so necessary. Like taking the limits off of you is one of the most important things you'd ever do for yourself. And you'll thank yourself over and over again just for doing this. So, first off, empowering yourself is not selfish, it's necessary. And many people will say that you are just all, stuck about talking about yourself, stuck on yourself, but it's kind of important and not in a weird or condescending or self righteous or pompous type of way, but it's you actually knowing your worth. And oftentimes we're taught not to, be stuck up or all about us, that we push ourselves to the side and we don't even value ourselves because we've been taught not to value ourselves. And it's crazy. And oftentimes, as we teach ourselves that, we're also teaching our kids. And if you have daughters, even more so. So I think it's so important to empower yourself. So today, my solution is the acronym MOM Power, on purpose, because you have power as a mom, you have power as yourself, but because you are a mom, you have even more power. So the power here is going to be broken down with all these acronyms, but we got all the letters. So the first M is mindful choices, which is just about thinking. Oftentimes we think we're thinking, but it's just mental activity going on in there. So the way to do this is to actually make intentional decisions, like actually think through an idea that you want to do and make intentional decisions that align with your values and your well-being. And if you do that, it will also align with your family's well-being, your family's values. So think before you just do, or before you just say, or before things come out that shouldn't come out at the moment. be mindful about it, because this is something that I'm also teaching my kids, is to actually think like, okay, will this work? How can it work? How can it not work? What can I do different? What is the prerequisite to help this work? Because you guys who know me know that I think things through prerequisites. Like, what is the prerequisite for this? Just like in college, if you're not ready for one-on-one, you have to go back to 098 or 099, whatever those are. I can't remember all of them, but you get it. There's a prerequisite to everything. And the first prerequisite for me, and my what I like to think of, is just to think. Think. The first prerequisite to anything you do is to think. Make mindful choices. Think before you actually do or say anything. The O, open communication. Now, this one right here is is crazy, because a lot of us don't like to be open when it comes to communicating. It's all about, okay, I'm just done peopling today. Because sometimes it's like that. You get overwhelmed, and that's okay. And it's not that you're done peopling, you're just tired. We don't have to take on what the word said, what the world says, take on what the word says. The world tells us we're not people persons, but we were created to serve. That's what the word says. Okay. So foster open and honest communication in your relationships, expressing your needs and boundaries clearly. And so I express this, especially to my husband, as I call him, but even to my kids. Like, I tell them, babies, I value your time. Can you also value mine? Because whenever we have bad time, because my younger two, I still help them during bath time. The 7 and now 6 year old, she just turned 6 Saturday, so I'm super tired from all the birthday stuff. But anywho, anywho, me expressing the fact to them that I'm tired, because first off, we went on a field trip with my set. Well, I went on a field trip with my 7 year old as a chaperone, and then birthday party with the 6 year old, and then we surprised my father on Sunday because his birthday is Tuesday. So we have just been running, optimizing our weekend. To make sure that we celebrate those people who are important to us and spend time with those people. But it was so important for me to let them know, hey, I'm tired. I value your time. I would love if you could value and respect my time as well, because they would lollygag through their bath time. So be open. Like, if there's something wrong, be open, but be open in a kind way. You don't want to be open in a condescending way, because that's what the world would teach us. Culture would teach us to just talk about what we want, what we need. But it's not about that. You can talk about what you need without being rude, without being condescending, and making it make sense. Like I said before in one of these episodes about how when my kids need my help, I'll tell them first, hey, is it okay if I help me first? Because helping me first allows me to help them. Okay. So the next one is the next M, mom centric limits. So here you're gonna establish your parameters that prioritize your role as a mom and protect your time and energy. Because even though you're a mom, you're you first. So even though I have to help my kids during bath time for dinner or whatever it is, I still have to make sure I set limits around that. Like, yes, I'm a mom, but I'm also me. I need to find time for me. I need to find time to get back to me, to grow me, to be more self-aware of myself, was more self-aware of me. Yeah. But yeah, this is what it's all about. Establish those boundaries, those parameters there. Okay, now going to the power part, the P, personal empowerment. So here, I want you to take ownership of your life and choices. Oftentimes, it's almost like we're looking at our life from like as a third person, not right on. And I think it's so important to, well, sometimes we need to look at it from third person, and we don't. We don't. Or sometimes we're just going through life like, well, this is what the world, this is how society says things should be, this is how I'm going to do them. But oftentimes we don't look. Like, sometimes I have to look at myself like from out there and from right here, because you can't just look at yourself from right here or just right there. It has to be like a combination of the two, so that you can look at your life and your choices and how they actually affect other people, knowing that you have the power to create positive change or awareness. Because awareness, to me, you guys, is better than just positive change. But true awareness is going to become positive change, and that's the truth. There is no positive change without true awareness. That is what I believe. Okay, so the O, and the second O of this whole thing is optimal self care. And there's a prerequisite to this we can talk about later. But I want you to prioritize self care practices. Like, even if you don't feel like you can take care of yourself that much, prioritize it. Find somewhere you can put it. Like, prioritize it. Like, you are important. For example, I like to have a time where it's just me, where I journal every morning. This is my time. This is self care. And this is from the inside out. This helps me start my day from the inside out, because the inside out is the best way to get started. Just my opinion. Okay. And the next thing I want you to do is to have your wellness focus on, like, focus on your wellness. So focus on holistic wellness. Oftentimes we try to focus on one problem, but most of the time the problems stem from one main place and it becomes a whole. So focus on holistic wellness, including physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And one thing I always say is that it all starts here. It all starts in your mind. So when you can get your mind good, all the other things will begin to flow in place. It's just like how I think about the healthcare system or sick care system, because you only really see someone when you're sick, or for just an annual visit, just to make sure everything else looks okay. The crazy thing is that nowadays, if something's wrong specifically, you have to go see that specific doctor. And it's weird because I believe it all works together. So if something's wrong with your foot, you go see a podiatrist. Something's wrong with your what do you call it, digestive system, you go see a gastroenterologist. You need help with your heart, you go see a cardiologist. But the thing is, all of the parts of our body actually work in tandem. Just like when you are working on you, remember, it all works in tandem. And I really believe that it all starts here. Okay, so focus on holistic wellness starting here, because when this is good, the rest can begin to be good. Okay, the E, empathy and understanding. I want y'all to practice empathy and understanding towards yourself first and others. Because if you can't do it for yourself, it's going to be hard to do it for others. Let's be honest. I mean, here you're going to recognize that everyone's journey is unique. Everyone's not going to have your same journey. You're not going to have the same journey as everyone else. However, you may run into some people that may have similar journeys, but it's not going to be the same. And understand that everyone's journey is unique to them. What's hard for them may not be hard for you, but what's hard for you may not be hard for them. But their heart is their heart, and that's something they have to get through. Whatever you have to get through, you have to get through as well. So do not minimize that, okay? And the very last one is resilience building. Here, you're going to build your strength by learning from your challenges. Like, for example, challenges to me are like stepping stones to help get you to the next level, the next place, etc. You're going to learn from those challenges. You're going to learn from those setbacks, and you're going to bounce back stronger because you've been here before. You're like, I've been here. This is nothing new. I can do this. Even when something new comes, you have been at a setback before. You have been in a challenge before. So you can get through this. So I want you to walk forward on this Monday with mom power. Remember that you can empower yourself by creating mom-friendly limits. And you can create these limits that take the limits off of you, because empowering yourself is not selfish. It's necessary for you and your family and those who you come in contact with. And the solution today was Mom Power, where we're going to start with the first M and make mindful choices. And then the O, we're going to have open communication. With the M, mom-centric limits or boundaries or parameters, as I like to call them. And then you're going to have personal empowerment, where you're working on empowering yourself. And the next O, you're going to have optimal self-care. You're going to make sure you optimize your self-care time by stacking your self-care with other things that you do. And then you're going to have a wellness focus. You're going to focus on your wellness as a whole and not just different parts. Because even if you just focus on different parts, you're going to leave something out. Focus on the main part, then everything falls into place. Empathy and understanding. Empathize with others. Show that you understand others and yourself. Start with you and then others. And you want to start your resilience building. Realize that those things that have happened to you are actually happening for you. And as you do this, I know that things are going to start working out for you. I pray, as always, that you have a wonderful rest of your week And don't forget that I love you to life. And I will see you all next time.